The number one challenge facing every business is sales. How do you get more customers into your business? This is a tale as old as time, but nowadays it's never been easier to reach your target market all around the world for close to nothing. Facebook and Google have both dominated the advertising space because they have so much data on their users that they're able to help businesses in targeting them effectively right when they're at the point where they're most likely ready to buy. We've helped our clients earn over $25 million in revenue just from Facebook and Google ads alone. So we know it does work. But again, you don't have to put money in Zuckerberg's pocket. You can use the platforms that are available to you to reach your target market easier than ever. Tools like Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all these platforms allow you to create an account for free and start posting content to reach your target market. But therein lies the problem. How do you craft content that speaks to your audience and lets them know that you can help them with the problems that they're facing with the services that you offer? Well, in today's episode, I'm going to walk you through how you can generate more sales in 7 days or less. Hey guys, my name's Kyle. I'm the digital strategist at Social Geeks. We're a digital marketing agency and software provider that helps our clients in scaling and growing their businesses. Sales is the biggest challenge for most business owners when they start out because it is difficult. Let's face it, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. They'd be running their own businesses and we'd all be multimillionaires. But the fact is that sales and marketing, it's a lot about human psychology. It's a lot about understanding people's needs and being able to communicate effectively as to how you can help people in their own lives. We all are inherently self-motivated. We focus on things that are going to help us, whether it's making our lives more convenient, providing us some level of enjoyment, status, or serving a need and solving problems. We buy products because it inherently solves some need within ourselves. And everybody's different, so we need to understand the psychology of our ideal customer. I'm going to break down our sales formula and we're going to go through this together. So by the end of this episode, you should be able to set up a great sales funnel for yourself and generate more sales in the next 7 days. So step number one, the first thing you need to start with is you need to do some market research. Chances are, whatever industry you're in, you're not the first person to do what it is that you do. If you are, I salute you because you are the innovator and genius that we need in the world. But for the rest of us, we're probably doing something that has been done before. Which, don't worry, that's good news. This means that we can look to our competitors and other people in the industry to understand what they're doing. The first tool I recommend is looking at Answer the Public to type in your services or product and see what are people searching to find you. When you're doing your market research, Answer the Public is great because it will tell you what people are searching based on your products or services, and it'll give you a huge combination of how, when, where, why, what, all the different types of searches that people are making. I'd also jump into Google and I'd search for your service or product and find the people who are ranking highest in your country. Go to their websites and go to their Facebook page. You can actually go into the ads library and see what type of ads they're running. And then when you Google search your services or products and you find your competitors, find 3 or 5 different competitors where you can look at their websites and you can look at their Facebook and Instagram pages and you can look at their Facebook ads. The reason I like to look at these is that with their website, you're going to start seeing what type of wording that they use on their homepage. Normally, 80% of your website traffic will only go to your homepage and nowhere else. So looking at your competitors' homepages will generally be the best way to kind of understand what's capturing people's attention. I like to say your homepage is like your cover letter for your resume, and the rest of your website is all the other pages of your resume. You really need to sell yourself in that first couple of paragraphs. Even before they scroll down, you really want to have a great call to action and a great offer that entices people to take that next step with your business. So what are your competitors talking about in that first section, that hero banner or whatever? Are they offering a free trial and have a simple form for people to put in their email addresses to get started? Do they have video content there? Do they have a sale, a promotion? What are they talking about? Next, go to their Facebook and Instagram and look at what they've been posting and what posts are getting the most engagement. Write these down, copy them somewhere, because this is stuff that will inspire you on when you're ready to start posting your own content and getting things out there. You want to see what's working and what's engaging best for your competitors. And then lastly, you can go into the Facebook page and look at the transparency settings where you can see all of the ads that they are running currently. What I would recommend is scrolling down and looking for their oldest ads. Why would I do that? Because generally the ads that have been running the longest are the ones that are performing the best. So those are the ads that you want to look at for inspiration to understand what is working. Part of your market research as well doesn't have to be direct competitors. If you do have brands that you love that are really inspirational to you, I call these aspirational brands. Look at what they're doing to get a better feel of how they're communicating, the types of content they're putting out there, to get inspiration for your own business. A good example of this might be you really love Apple. It could be Coca-Cola. It could be any of the big brands that you know. Kim Kardashian, for example. It doesn't have to be your direct competitor, right? It could be any brand that's an aspirational brand that you love the look and feel of. You love how they kind of go about things. What you're looking at here is what types of posts are they putting out? What type of ads are they running? And what are they doing on their website to get a better understanding for inspiration of what you can do for yourself? So that's step number one. Looking at the lay of the land, figuring out what people are doing out there to give you some ideas and inspiration on how you can craft your amazing sales offer. Now, step number two in crafting an amazing sales funnel is looking at your value proposition. What makes you unique? There's a one-page business plan that I'm going to put a link to in the comments that outlines how to create a really great offer. With this one-page business summarizer, what you want to do is you want to craft out your different customer segments. Who are the people that you could sell to? For us, for example, we target small business owners, could be marketing managers, and to niche down even further, it could be accounting firms, it could be law firms, it could be real estate agents, it could be doctors' clinics, dentist clinics, etc. They're businesses that are constantly attracting in new clients. They need systems in place to help run their business more profitably and efficiently, and they're looking for innovative ways to constantly be improving their business. So who is your ideal customer? If you're struggling with thinking of who this is, a really good way to do this is to reflect on who has been your best customer in the past. There should be a couple of names that pop into your mind straight away that you go, oh yes, I love working with Kirsty, or I love working with so-and-so. And that is the type of person that if you could replicate 100 times over, would be the first person you think of, right? That would be your ideal customer persona. Now, on the business summarizer, the next thing is once you understand who it is that you would like to replicate 100 times over, you need to understand who they are. A good way to look at this is what are the pains that they're experiencing right now that you can help solve? And what are the things that they're looking for to gain from your services and your products? So in terms of customer pains, let's say it's Kirsty, she runs a successful business, but she's just got no time and she's trying to manage too many things in the business. So what she's looking for pains is she's trying to get some of her time back. The other thing is she has anxiety around if things are working well or not. She's unsure and she's wanting clarification. Thirdly, there might be a bit of imposter syndrome where she's feeling pain around, I don't really know if I'm doing a good job. I don't know if I should be doing this, right? And trust me, everybody feels imposter syndrome. If not, you need to get your head checked because it's part of the human condition, I think. So let's say those are some of the pains. Or it could even be that their results have started slipping, they're not seeing as many sales. So these are examples of pains that your customer persona could be experiencing. Some of the gains that they're wanting to get could be they want more sales. They want more time back. They want to have a feeling of calm instead of anxiety. They want to have systems that they know are running in the background that are helping them in automating their business and making things run more smoothly, and so that their sales aren't slipping through the cracks of their business. These are really good exercises to go through when you're crafting your value proposition. The reason for that is that it's not all about money. You can compete on three things in this life. The first thing is the price of your product or service. The second is the quality of your product or service. And the third thing is the brand, the emotional connection that people have to the service that you offer. Apple have this nailed. Their products are high-end, they are high quality, but they never compete on price. They compete on the fact that if you're buying Apple products, you're buying into the branding of Apple. You're a renegade, you're a rebel, you're a creative, you're all these different things. So when you're crafting your value proposition, you want to understand who is your ideal customer, what are their gains that they're looking for, what are the pains that they're experiencing, and then you can start mapping your products and services to those objectives. Gains and pains don't have to just be quantitative things. They could be qualitative as well. They could be emotions that they're feeling. Going back to Apple as our example, it could be that they're feeling a little bit insecure, or they've seen somebody else with the new iPhone and it's just made them feel like they are not as good as that person, right? So it could be an emotional element that's tied into that. Once you've gone through this, the last thing you want to do with the value proposition is start mapping your services and products to those pains and gains. Start using language where it's customer centric. So you're talking about the pains, you're talking about the gains, and how does your business help in alleviating or achieving the pains and gains? So we help give you your life back so that you can focus on growing your business rather than working in your business. We help in improving your profitability through proven systems and processes in your business. You're trying to use that wording that maps to that, and you're building out your value proposition. Other things that people might look for is also like trying to support local businesses. They might want to work with somebody face to face. So your value proposition should be what makes you unique. The fact that it's you makes it unique, right? So you're trying to sell yourself as well as your business and the services you provide. I'll make sure to provide a link to the templates that I've just gone through so that you can do these in your own time, but it shouldn't take you too long. You can hammer that out in less than an hour, and then you've got a great idea of who it is that you're targeting, what their pains and gains are, and how you're able to help your ideal customer. The third step of increasing your sales in your business is looking at your pricing model. We've already gone through and looked at the market research, so we've looked at your competitors. You want to understand how you're priced and positioned in the market. Something that I've done with my businesses time and time again, because I am somebody who struggles in spending money. I can admit that now. I am one of those people who's very frugal. So when I shop, I'm looking for the best possible value and the biggest discount. And I've always assumed that that's how everyone is. But what I've learned over time is that is definitely not the case. There are so many different types of people, and some people want to spend top dollar because they associate spending more money with getting higher quality and better service, which, to be fair, that is often the case. So you often get what you buy, right? It's very true that what you pay is what you get. So you need to think this through. If you're a service-based business, what you're looking for is generally value laddering into your higher value services. What we try to do with our clients and with our business as well is we try to focus on a very low cost, high value offer to get people in the door. The reason for this is that if you can give a huge amount of value up front and you're charging a very modest fee for that, you'll be able to get a higher quantity of people through the door. This is where lead magnets come in, right? Where people they're giving away entire books, you just pay for the shipping, or they're giving away a course worth $299 for 20 bucks. We call this a tripwire offer, something that's going to get people in the door. Another factor you need to consider when you're pricing your products or services is that you want to be looking at what is the average order value, what is the order frequency, what is your cost of acquisition, and then what is the lifetime value of your customer. If it costs you $100 to bring in a new customer, but the lifetime value of your customer is $1,000, then that's actually a pretty good return. You're getting $10 for every dollar you're spending to get in a new customer. If your average order value, though, is $200, then that's going to look a little bit different, right? You're going to be looking at that first sale and going, damn, it's costing me 50% of my revenue to bring in a new customer. But you want to be looking at all the numbers that we talked about. So the lifetime value being $1,000 for your customer over time makes it far more feasible to spend that $100 to get in a new customer. If the average order value is $200 and they're ordering an average of 5 times with you, that's great. You've got a really good business and you can just start ramping up the new customers and trying to bring them in. But you want to make sure you keep an eye on those numbers because you really want to make sure that you are actually getting repeat purchases, that the average order value isn't going down, that the lifetime value isn't going down, and that your cost of acquiring a new customer isn't going through the roof. So important figures to look at when you're coming up with your pricing. Now, pricing your products and services is definitely something that can't be covered in a quick little summary. But when you're trying to get more sales, what you're looking for is an offer that's almost too good to refuse. When you were going through your competitors, you should have seen some different offers that they were putting out there on their website, on their social medias. And what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to be able to beat those and the initial onset. Now, again, you don't have to compete on price. That's not what I'm saying. Don't just go in and lowball every single one of your competitors because that is probably going to start a bit of a price war, which is not good for anyone. But a good idea is to think through how can you add more value and attract people in based on your initial offer. A really good strategy that I've been seeing recently is offering people a voucher off your service if they redeem the offer online. So saying, hey, get $100 off your first service with us, go through here to get this offer, right? You're trying to give people a lot of value without necessarily discounting your service forever. You're essentially trying to give them a credit for coming and trying you out. with the hope that you have repeating services or upsell offers that you're able to then offer, and everybody knows that that's going to happen. It's not like this is a secret, right? Businesses need to make money, they need to pay their staff, their expenses. So when you make a really good offer, people know that there's probably more things that you're going to try to sell to them. And that's really up to them. At the end of the day, it's your job to try to present a really good value proposition that's matched to the ideal customer that you're wanting to bring in. And you're trying to give them a great offer with a great price to consider your business in the first place. And once you've got them in, you can always market to them once you have them as a customer. Again, a really good pricing model that we recommend is the value ladder. So start with a very low cost, high value offer and have steps where people can go up and up from there. Often in the service-based industries, what we see a lot of the time is having a very low cost, do-it-yourself type of system. You're giving away a free course, you're giving away an ebook, you're giving away some system or framework that's going to help that customer in trying to do it themselves. This could be how to do your end of year tax return. This could be how to do your own marketing, how to set up your own Facebook ads, whatever, right? You're trying to give them the blueprint in terms of how they can do it themselves. The next step up might be a done with you type of service. So this is going, hey, we can coach you, we can guide you. It's going to be a little bit more than what you're paying for our course, but we can actually go through one-on-one every month or every week, and we can help you get to that destination you're wanting. And then lastly, it's a done for you service. This is the premium service where it's like, look, Kirsty or whoever it is that you're speaking to, it sounds like you're really struggling for time and that you just want somebody to make sure that this is working well for you. We can take this off your hands, do it all for you from A to Z, and all you have to do is pay this monthly retainer to get started. That value ladder works for a lot of service-based businesses because you priced your services accordingly to each different segment of the market. Pricing, again, is very complex, but you want to put together things that are going to ease people's concerns before they get there. Offering payment plans or subscription services is always a great way to get people in, knowing that you can help them immediately and they can pay it off over time. Once you've got that all out of the way, we're going on to step 4, which is all about promotion. This is where you need to craft your promotional plan and figure out the strategy that you want to take in order to reach your ideal customer. Going back a few steps, I talked about the business strategizer, that one-page business plan. What I didn't mention is that the next step in there is looking at what channels do your ideal customers spend time on. Now, most people these days will spend time on Google and some derivative of Facebook, right? It's either Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, you name it. Those are two channels which most customers are spending time on now. But it's going to be very different depending on your target market. If you're targeting people who are 65 plus, you're helping them with aged care or something along those lines, you're probably going to be targeting very different channels and a mix of digital and traditional media, as opposed to Gen Z, people in their 20s who probably are living way too much on TikTok and Reddit. Who knows what the kids use these days? So it's going to be a very different blend, right, of what types of channels you're targeting. Your promotional plan should be tailored around spending time on the channels where your ideal customer is spending time. There's no point in going heavy into a TikTok strategy when you're targeting people who are 65 plus. There might be people 65 plus on there, but it's not going to be a huge number compared to Google or Facebook. So you want to figure out a promotional plan. The next thing is you want to figure out some initial offers that can bring them through the door. We talked about the value ladder in the previous step. What we want to be doing is looking at that initial step. What can we do that's going to be a great offer that's going to bring people in the door? In terms of your promotional plan, I would look at the lifetime value of your customer, and I would break that down into what is an appropriate cost to acquire a new customer. Because if you look at your first order at $200, if you are able to discount that down to $100, give somebody a $100 voucher for their first order, and it costs you $100 to bring that person in, essentially you have broken even, right? You have not made a single dollar. But that might be the offer that brings in twice as many new sales over the next 30 days as you would have normally gotten. And then you know down the line that on average they order 5 times. So you are going to bring in another $800 in sales, which should be pure profit, right? Obviously cost of goods sold and services and all that. You don't have to pay $100 per purchase. So a good idea would be to try some different promotions. A good way to come up with a promotional strategy is to come up with a few different ideas. When you did your market research, you probably saw a couple of competitors offering things like free shipping or get $50 off your first order or buy one, get one free or whatever the promotion is. You should have wrote these down at the very beginning and come up with a few ideas for yourself that you can try out. Now, if you have an email database, you have people who have come to you before and haven't come for a while, what you can do is you can set up a split test. You can create 3 different offers have 3 different landing pages and create 3 different emails that you send out to a third of your database with each offer, right? And then what you'll look at is how many people opened the email, how many people clicked on the email, how many people converted from the email, and then you're looking at which one is the clear winner. If you don't have a database, that's totally fine. You can do the same thing with Facebook ads. Set up 3 different Facebook ads with 3 different offers that are sent to 3 different landing pages and repeat that process. At the very end of that, you should have a really clear winner of which offer works best, and that's the one you want to roll out to as many people as you can. Having a promotional plan is important, and you do want to look at not just all of what I've talked about, having a good offer, but you want to look at how do you then convert that person into a paying customer. This is what we call your sales pipeline. And your sales pipeline is generally a combination of the pages that they'll come and visit to convert into a lead, the upsell offer that might happen at the thank you page, the email marketing automation that happens in the background once they've subscribed to whatever offer it is that you've put forward, and then how do you book them into a customer? Is it that you need to do a sales appointment, have a phone appointment, put together a proposal, send it out to them, they need to agree, and then you send them an invoice? Whatever your sales pipeline is, you want to map that out so that you know when you're putting out that offer, what are the next steps. So a promotional plan is really important to do. You want to look at what channels are your customers spending their time, how are you going to reach them on those channels, and then put together a range of different offers that's going to entice them to the first step of your sales funnel. Now, the next step is all about your sales strategy. Your sales strategy is all about looking at your sales process, mapping that out, and making sure that you're tracking every opportunity that comes into your business, into your sales pipeline, and that you're nurturing them to the point where they buy with you. You want to know what the conversion rate is from somebody coming in as a lead through to becoming a paid customer. How many people are actually showing up to your appointments? How many people are actually ending up as a paying customer? These are really important metrics, and the best way to track this is by using a CRM, which is a customer relationship management platform. Social Geek CRM Suite is one of them, powered by High Level, one of the best marketing platforms out there. You might have heard of Zoho, HubSpot, Salesforce. All of these platforms are essentially CRMs that help with tracking your sales process and automating some of the steps that you can take. Your sales strategy is going to be different for every business, but most service-based businesses will either have set services that people can easily purchase straight off the bat off their website, or they're going to have a more complex sales process where they have some type of demo that they need to book in, some type of discovery call that they need to have to understand the customer's needs and objectives, and then some type of proposal that needs to be sent out, agreed to, signed, and then the work can start. Accounting firms are very much like this, right? They need to go through and understand how complex is the need of our client. They need to make sure that they're getting them on the right service, and then they need to get them to sign contracts, get them onboarded, and share access to their accounts. So your sales process for an accountant is going to be very different to an e-commerce business or somebody who has set services that you can simply sign up to on the website. Even with subscription services that people can sign up to, sometimes it's good to have sales calls and a sales process to help nurture customers and answer any questions that they have. So what does your sales process look like? For us, we'll get people in from all the different sources. They'll go to a landing page or a sales page that talks about our software. And generally, we'll have a 30-day free trial that people can try it out for themselves. So if you do want a CRM, you can test it out for yourself before you get started, before you make the decision whether it's right for your business or not. If people do sign up to this, we offer them an onboarding call during that 30-day free trial to talk about their needs and what their goals are with their sales and marketing. In that call, we'll generally go through and talk to them about all the different features that are available to suit their needs. We don't start with the features. We talk about what are the problems you're experiencing in your business and what are you wanting to get out of the software. And then a list of recommendations of how they can implement this as next steps. We also have an onboarding course that people can go through step by step that highlights how they can use the software and get it set up for themselves. So that's the DIY service, right? People are able to do this course, set up the software themselves, and get the most out of their subscription. Then during that time, that 30-day free trial, we're also nurturing them with email marketing. We're following up and offering a paid done-for-you solution so that we can help in getting it all done for you. And we're really trying to make sure that we're giving them the best chance to really implement the software for success. If it's a complex project, we'll recommend a discovery call and then book in and go through the scope of their project, talk about what it is that they're looking to do, and then give them a proposal on how we can implement that project for them, which they can agree to or not. So that's an example of our sales pipeline, but what's yours? You need to understand that because you want to be able to set that up in a CRM or a similar system so that you can track every single person that comes in from one of those offers that you've put out there on Facebook or you've sent out on email or you've post it on a Facebook group, wherever you've got the word out there, and you're making sure that you've got that set up in a CRM so that you're helping people go through that process and you can track it accordingly. So we've covered off a lot in this episode. I'm sorry if this is overwhelming. I'm trying to be as detailed and as thorough as I can, but I'm going to give you one last step. And this is really the crux to it all, is the action step. Now that you've gone through all of the different steps that I've recommended, now it's the time to put it into action. You should have a really good system there to bring on more sales. The next step that I recommend doing if you're wanting to boost your sales in the next 7 days is you've gone through all the hard stuff. Now it's reaching out to businesses. So the first thing I would recommend, you've got your good offer that you've tested. You now want to start posting that out there. So post it on your social medias, start doing some video content that talks about some of the problems and some of the struggles that your ideal customer is going through. And then try things like Facebook groups, try things like social media, try getting it out there in forums, on Reddit, whatever. Start looking for places where people are talking about those problems and you can start getting your offers in there. Another really good tactic that we're finding is you can use free Chrome extensions to go into Google Maps and search for your ideal customer. If you target a certain niche, let's say you work with accountants or you work with plumbers, whatever your niche is, you can go in there and search plumbers in your local area, and that should show you a long list. Google Maps has pretty much every business these days at its disposal. And with these free Chrome extensions, you can download up to 1,000 contacts from Google Maps. You can upload this into your CRM and you can create a cold email series where you're sending out an email introducing yourself, talking about some of the problems that they might be experiencing, and then saying, if this sounds like you, I would love to talk and see if we can help you eliminate some of these pain points. Here's where you can learn more about us. Here's where you can book in a call with me, or simply reply and we can go from there. And you can send out a bulk email to 1,000 people in a second. Now with that email, the best thing to do is make sure that you are adhering to the Spam Act, which means you have to have an unsubscribe option at the bottom. And I definitely recommend making that email as personalized as possible so it feels like it's coming from you directly to that person. The way you can do this in your CRM is you can create custom tags in the email so that you can put in their first name, you can put in their business name, you can put in more information if you want to pull more content there, or ask them questions. Are these contact details correct for your business still? So you can put in their number, you can put in their email address, etc. And you want to try to make it all about them. Something I see all the time, and being a business owner, you probably get this too, is I get dozens of emails every day. I get multiple messages on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, people constantly reaching out saying, hey, are you interested in social media management? We can help you for this. It's all about them. And that is a huge problem. Good sales is all about helping people eliminate or delegate the problems that they're experiencing. So if you can help them with those problems, going back to your value proposition, make that cold email as relatable as possible to them. Give them a bit of flattery. Talk to them about how you saw their business on a billboard or you saw one of their cars drive by or whatever, right? You can find some creative way to introduce yourself, but make it all about them. What are the problems that they might be experiencing? What are the pain points that they might be experiencing? What are they looking for in gains for their business? And make sure your email covers that. If they want to get help with those problems, they can reply or book in a free appointment with you to talk about the next steps. So this is where the magic really happens. Within 7 days, you should be able to set up all of the above that I've just talked about, and then you can cold emails out to 1,000 businesses in your local area in your niche. With that offer, you want to post that in Facebook groups that are in relation to your niche, and you want to make sure that that's across all of your social medias and on your website as well. This, I think, is a pretty proven way to help you in getting more sales in the next week, and it's something that you can implement in a few days. But that said, some people don't want to do it themselves. So if you are looking for help, you can always reach out to me and my team to see if we can help you with getting this done. I'll drop a link in the comments so that you are able to go and book in a free call with me and we can talk about how to get this started for your business. I hope that you guys found this episode helpful. I'm always trying to do more content that's going to help small business owners getting ahead because let's face it, it isn't the easiest gig. But there's so much technology out there now that can help make your life so much easier. If you are interested in supporting the channel, one thing that I'd recommend is going to socialgeeks.io and checking out our CRM suite software. This is powered by High Level, one of the best marketing platforms in the world, and it can help your business grow exponentially through automation, AI, and setting up all the things that I just mentioned. In addition to that, I'm going to be putting together a free course that outlines everything we just talked about with a workbook and some guides on how to walk through this. I'm hoping that you'll be able to join that so I can guide you through it step by step. And then over that 7 days, you'll be able to get these systems in place. You'll be able to set up the CRM. You'll be able to craft your offer, set up your sales pipeline, set up your sales funnel, and then send out those cold emails to your niche audience. If you're interested in that, please do leave a comment, and I'll put a link in the description as well on how you can register for that. That's it for me for today's episode, guys. I really appreciate you watching or listening wherever you are. I hope that you found this helpful. And until the next episode, all the best with your marketing. Take care, guys.